let's just talk about the books. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Courtney here, and I am excited to discuss with you the Southern Belle Insults by Keke Palmer and Jasmine Gilroy. It follows Lady Miss Jacqueline, who is so glamorous, too glamorous for words with all of her wigs. Lady Jacqueline is your narrator, and she is bold, adventurous, self-confident, fashionable. She loves her some wigs. She's opinionated, just boisterous, rich, been married so many times, so many men, so many divorces, promiscuous, and just a little judgmental. Now, she's kind of like, let me drop that. So she's kind of like the fairy godmother, if you will, to Janet. Janet is this plain Jane girl, just atrocious style. Lady Jacqueline, I'm gonna just call her Lady Jacqueline. She talks about her like she's a dog. I'm not gonna lie. I question whether or not she actually likes her instead of trying to help her. However, she talks about her, talking about her fashion's horrific. She should be on the worst dress list. Her outfit looks like a napkin. She got her clothes from the clearance rack. Just horrible. Talking about her clothes are the same colors as her chairs. She dresses very plain. Just horrible style. Now, Janet, she's our main character. She has very low self-esteem, doesn't really think too much of herself. She's lonely. She's just, she's one of those girls that you really want to help, take under your wing and say, hey girl, let's go get some help, right? She volunteers at a community center where she reads to orphans, and she works for a marketing agency. So the book starts with her leaving the house. She goes to the coffee shop, the same coffee shop she goes to every single day. There's this guy there named Peter that she really wants to talk to. But your girl is real shy, so she's not going to go up to him. This wig, oh my God, okay. So she's too afraid to talk to him, so she orders her coffee. It's tongue-tied. Then she gets out of there. She goes to work. She has a lot of really great ideas, but she's afraid to speak up to him. So she's in this meeting, and this guy is giving this presentation, and his ideas suck. And she knows that. So she's mumbling underneath her breath, I don't think this work. I'm not going to work. And she has a notepad there. This a-hole right next to her looks over her shoulder, looks at her ideas, and tells it to the guy up front. So now he done stole her idea, and everybody's hoo-hawing and saying, yeah, those ideas are great, man. Come on, Brad. Yep, good to go. Meanwhile, she's looking at him like, that's my idea. You just stole it. But of course, Janet, she's real quiet. She doesn't say anything, unfortunately. So she leaves, and then she happens to pass by this wig shop, and she goes in, and she meets Rajwi. Rajwi has this bold personality. He's probably 6'5" or whatever, but bold personality, bold dress, someone that you immediately are like, okay, he looks like a ball of fun. So he tells her, hey, you know what? I got just the thing for you, because she really does need a change. He takes her over into the back, and he gives her this wig. She puts it on, and she just is like, slumps down into the chair and wakes up. And now she has the personality of Lady Miss Jacqueline. Book 2 is called From the Desk of Lady Miss. So Miss Jacqueline comes to life in the body of Janet. And she wants to transform Janet's life from this boring existence to this super vibrant existence that she is. So she leaves the shop, and she's walking. She's just opinionated about everything. She tells the doorman at the door to Janet's apartment building, this place is horrible. You really do need to do something about the decor. And then she goes into Janet's apartment, and she probably nearly falls out because the apartment is so horrible. So she gives it a big flare, put frilly stuff around, lots of color. Then she goes to work. Now, while she's in the elevator at work, she encounters Ken. He's the client for the ad campaign that was pitched the day before. And she tells him, hey, I got a great idea for that ad campaign, okay? Why don't we get the community involved? I know this community center. I know these kids. They would really love to bolster your campaign. And he says, oh, that's a great idea. You should be in charge of my ad campaign. So then they go to her boss's office and he's like, who is? And then somehow this magic wig unfolds and works his magic on everybody. And they immediately accept her as Janet. So Ken meets her at the community center the next day. Now, Ken's this type of boss that wants to be woke and down with the people and is always spouting some sort of rap and have the big shoes and the big clothes. So he comes up and he got his little rap. He goes, my name is Ken. I keep it zen. Listen up, hoes. That's right. I'm a 10. So nobody laughs. They just are speechless, which he takes, of course, as being something positive. So they let that go. So she directs everything for the day. She's talking about, oh, it's a great day. It's a great day. Thank you for, doing everything perfect. And then he gets on the bullhorn at the end of the day. Now they're wrestling for this bullhorn, okay? And then she doesn't let him have it. So he just speaks up real loud. And he tells all the kids, oh, y'all have this great dancing. It's awesome. However, I'm going to rap and then y'all going to dance in the background. And Lady Jacqueline just laughs, okay? And she tells him, we should head out after lunch and buy rotten tomatoes to throw at you. So clearly that wasn't the right thing to say. So Candace, who's a coworker of hers that was there, takes her to the side and says, hey, that wasn't the most kind thing to say. You're actually making our company look bad. There's a more tactful way that you can tell someone that they suck. So, of course, Lady J is really upset. So she leaves, storms off at lunch, and then goes back to the wig shop. And she was like, you know what? I'm done. I want something a little bit less opinionated. So Rashi gives her a wig that it's long caramel. She changes personality. She's like, okay, like, boo, kind of ditzy like, if you ask me. And so he says, hello, Chelsea Barbie Taylor. And then she leaves the shop. Now, I think Lady J has a zest for life and that she sounds like a whole ball of fun. And I do think that she is her greatest motivator, which if anybody's gonna stand behind you, it's you. However, I think there's a fine line between being rude and insulting versus being honest. And I don't think that she has had the opportunity to learn that. I think her personality just is a little bit bold for what Janet needs. And it was very wrong for her to insult Ken in front of everybody like that. I mean, she could have been fired because that to me was really, really rude. And I think Candace pulling her to the side, I think allowed her to see that, which is why she got upset. The next book in this series is called Chelsea's Work Week. And Chelsea now goes back to the video shoot at the community center. And she goes up to Ken and she's like, I like rap and, you slay all day. You know that, right? However, but the youth, they're our future and everything. So we should, just let them be the stars, of the shoot. Ken agrees with that and says that makes sense. Now, keep in mind, this wig magic is making everybody just immediately accept Janet / the new personality of the wig. So it's seamless. So she, after talking to Ken and after all the video shoot stuff's done and everything goes really, really groovy, then Chelsea gets the bold idea of friend Candace and she asks her to happy hour. And so they start hitting it off and they start a nice friendship. So Chelsea is doing good work for the company and she goes to talk to her boss one day and he's telling her about how she's doing amazing work and he's being rewarded. And she asks, you know what, I'm great about that, but what about me? Like, what am I getting out of the deal? And he goes, well, there's office bowling if you're interested. So apparently not, right? She tells Candace, I want to really do some really good work. However, I don't feel like I'm getting much out of this company. And maybe I should, do my own company. And Candace is like, that's a great idea. Why don't you start your own company? However, Chelsea is still a bit apprehensive and doubtful about that. Starts thinking, all these people didn't like me as Janet, and now that I have all these different wigs, they're liking me. So will they really like me if I'm just Janet? So then she goes to the wig shop and meets up with Rashid again. And she tells him, you know what? I need something a little bit more inner daredevil. So he shows her this wig. It's the Keri wig. And he tells her, I'm not telling you not to put it on. However, don't let it take over completely. You already know this wig is about to go down, but she's still a bit self-conscious. So she's like, okay, I'm not going to put it on yet. So wrap it up. I'm going to put it inside of my bag and I'm going to take it home with me. So she takes it home and she's preparing for Candace come over for, a little girls' night. And Candace comes over while she's in the bathroom. Candace starts snooping around a little bit and sees the wigs and she's like, yay, like me. Hey, some wigs. I love me some wigs. Let's try them on. However, Chelsea's like, you know what? These aren't the same type of wigs like any other ones. They're different. And Candace goes, you know what? If you don't want to share your wigs, that's fine. You don't have to lie about it. So Chelsea goes, no, let me show you. So she puts on the wig. It's a short little brown wig. And she goes, hi, I'm Keri. Well, I like in this book that she learned some tact. I like that she's getting a little bit more self-confident and getting out of her shell a bit and actually asked Candace, who she'd been wanting to befriend for quite some time, asked her to happy hour and she got a nice friend out of it. So I think that's really great. I like that she's starting to discover who she is and where she feels like her place is in life and that she wants to do something different and wants to do something meaningful and realizing that that's not at the current job that she's at. So we'll see what she does in the next book. The next book is called Carrie on the Loose. So Janet puts on this Keri wig. She calls it the wannabe Rihanna wig. And she tells Candace, hey, look, we too fabulous to stay in. Let's go and party. So they go clubbing all weekend, have a blast. And then on Monday, Keri gets this boldness and marches into her boss's office and says, I quit. I'm done. I'm done with this raggedy company. I'm going to do my own thing. She networks for a few days, comes up with her little client list, and then she gets her first big client. It's a gallery owner. So he invites her to this huge party in the Hamptons before his big party, and she brings Candace with her. And Candace is a budding artist that wants to do something bigger but never had the opportunity. So she introduces Candace to that gallery owner and forces Candace to show him her work. So he's like, ooh, this is pretty good work here. Okay, you know what? Call me. We'll figure something out. So she's so excited. I'm so excited. I love it when friends lift each other up. So the next day, Keri asks Peter out. And he's like, yes, of course I want to go out with you. So they make a plan to go out that night. Now, this is the night of Candace's gallery opening, okay? Her art show. She goes out with Peter and she has a great time. He's listening to her, showing interest in her ideas, tells her about a bank where there's some sort of grant that she can utilize for her business. Just, all around great guy. They go to dinner, then they go to some place in Timbuktu where you can go indoor bobsledding. Now, I would love to do that. I want to know where that's at. But they have a really great time. And then she checks her phone and she sees all these messages from Candace. Basically, she missed Candace's show. So she's in a panic. All of a sudden, she tells Peter, hey, I had a good time, but I gotta go. Bye, Felicia. And then she runs to the gallery and of course it's closed. Everything's done. She missed the entire thing. But she sees inside that Candace sold all of her paintings. So she's like, you know what? She didn't do too bad. She'll be okay that I missed her show. She sold out. She made some money. However, the next day when she wakes up, then she starts having that remorse. And she's like, oh no, I let my friend down. This is bad. So then she decides, you know what, I need to change. So she goes back to the wig shop to Rashid and says, you know what, I've been very self-centered and unfocused and I need to change. And that's when he gives her Sophie, who's this really, really sweet, sweet girl. And she takes into account everyone else's feelings. And she thinks, you know what? I need to make it up to Candace. So she buys her flowers, buys her pastries, and buys her coffee, and then takes it over and basically pleads her case about being remorseful on Candace's doorsteps. And Candace is like, okay, girl. So in Carrie on the Loose, I really liked that you see Carrie / Janet and Candace's bonding. I think that it's really good that they found each other. Looks like they both need a friend. I also think that it's a true friendship and not something that's fake. I do like that they're having fun because, you know, you work hard. You want to play hard as well. That's my theory. Work hard, play hard. And so I do like the idea that they're going out having a bunch of fun. Although that does get out of control. So, and she recognizes that. So that's what's good, is that she reeled it in. And that's the reason why she went and got Sophie. Janet / Keri owned up to her mistake about missing Candace's show and was honest about that and actually pleaded her case to her, and that Candace actually heard her out, which is good because sometimes people don't do that. And sometimes your ego can get ahead of you and prevent you from owning up to what you did wrong. I didn't like the fact that she just ghosted Peter in the middle of a date when they were having such an amazing time, especially with the amount of time and work up and energy it took to get that far. So we'll see what happens in the next book. Sophie Dreams is the last book in the series. Sophie's is really, really sweet girl, you know, compliments everybody, you know, makes them feel good about themselves. Sophie goes to the coffee shop and pleads her case and makes up with Peter. And she calls him her rum raisin buttercup. So cute. So then she asks him about this grant and she fills out the application and then she hands it in to the bank and they call her back for a meeting. Candace comes over and while she's getting Sophie ready, they realize, oh my gosh, the wigs are gone. Candace is telling her, you don't need the wigs, just be yourself. There's nothing wrong with being yourself. But Sophie's not having that. She's like, I need this confidence. I can't do this without my wigs. So she puts on some clothes and then says, I'm just going to go run to the wig shop and find a wig real quick. And then I'll be out and then I'll go to my meeting. But she gets to the place where the wig shop is and the wig shop isn't there anymore. She's like, oh my God, why is there Panera Bread where the wig shop's supposed to be? And she asks this lady that's coming down the street and the lady goes, oh, I remember that wig shop, but it's not there anymore. It hasn't been there for quite some time. So Sophie practically passes out because she don't know what to do. But she recovers. She's doubting herself now. I don't know if I can do this, but she's walking towards that bank. But then she takes a deep breath and she walks in and says, I'm going to do this. So she stands up in her meeting and she very confidently talks about how she wants to create a company to allow access to resources that people in the community might not normally have access to, so that small businesses and nonprofit organizations can better help their community and push the way forward, which is a really great idea. So everybody's like, okay, great, great, great. Okay, well, if you wait outside, we'll let you know if you got it. She goes outside after her meeting and guess who's out there? You have Candace and you have Peter. And they're saying, we're really proud of you. Good job. She says, you know what? Even if I don't get this grant, I'm proud that I've worked hard and that I had the courage to go in there and try. And Peter kisses her. Yay! So then the bank people come out and say, hey girl, you know what? You got the grant. They all leave the bank. They're in high spirits, you know, going off, maybe go get coffee or something like that. Janet hears these voices that say, oh, congratulations, you did it, all this stuff. It's all these personalities of the wigs that are congratulating her. And she says, thank you. Some of my takeaways from this novel is that compliments that Sophie issues to other people go a long way. You never know what people are going through. So just saying, hey, nice shoes, nice dress, or something like that can really make somebody's day. Also, you should never doubt yourself. I know we all aren't the most confident at a given time. However, I think that when you put yourself out there, you can only benefit from that. Either in something tangible or in just feeling like you accomplished something by getting over your fear. I think it's great that Janet has such great friends that are with her and encourage her and allow her to just be herself. And that goes a long way because a lot of people don't develop friendships like that in their lifetime. So having them in such a short period of time, I really do think makes a big difference. And I think that made the difference for Janet to be able to get out of her shell. And I strongly believe that trying something new can definitely change your life. I thought this was a great book. I thought it was a really good ending, a really sweet ending, although a little bit predictable. Overall, I think the Southern Belle Insult series is great. It allows me to wear this crazy wig, although I kind of like it. We shall see. Hey. Anyway, taking on the spirit of Miss Jacqueline. I think it's a fun book. I wish I could just sit here and spit out all the quotes from the book. It has a definite unique comedy that I think most people will enjoy. So I definitely recommend checking it out. Like I said, it's a 5-book short story series on Amazon. Thanks for listening, and I hope you come back. Like and subscribe. Leave me some comments. Bye.